Hey, it's Chaotic. I wanted to introduce a new segment that I will be doing for Switch reviews. My goal here is to produce easily digestible soundbite slash podcast style reviews. There's already a litany of written content like that of Derman Goat, and also video B-roll style reviews. Since I don't have the time to create visually intricate reviews, thanks to my thesis being my priority currently, I opted to do something different. I hope this can assist in any future purchases. I've included some photos of the switches below via an Imager link with the comments that I make in the review. Now, onto the review. The Momoka Frogs are a linear switch with pole bottom out, bottoming out at 62 grams thanks to their stainless steel springs. The total travel is 3.7 millimeters. Its material composition is a polycarbonate upper housing, palm stem, PA66 nylon base, and a stainless steel spring. They are pre-lubed from the factory using GPL 105. They're about 52 to 54 cents USD per switch from multiple vendors in the United States, and in Canada you can get them for about 67 cents from Ashkeebs. Stock, these are a really great switch. No wobble in the top housings and minimal wobble in these stems. They are quite smooth stock but still exhibit some spring ping. Overall, the lube is quite thinly distributed on all parts of the stem. I couldn't tell if the bottom housings also received the same treatment. You can see this in the photos. I would say they're about 70% of the smoothness of a lubed H1, which is pretty good for a stock switch. Before I get into my impressions of these switches modded, I wanted to list out some of the cons and considerations. Firstly is the packaging. I think Momoka is quite wasteful in this regards with the amount of plastics they are using with their packaging. In this day and age, we should not be sending switches with a plastic tray that will never be used again. I don't understand why they did this. Maybe it's because of the presentation, but it honestly is wasteful, as I doubt anyone is actually going to bother placing each switch back in their little slot on the plastic tray. I would like to see Momoka change how they package these switches. Just send them in a reusable plastic bag like everyone else is doing. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. At least those are useful for other applications. My second consideration is that these are a 3-pin switch. I'm not a fan of 3-pin switches because they don't always work well in hot swap boards and are a pain in the ass to solder. These are no different. In my AB3, I had some issues with switches not making full contact with the socket because they wouldn't hold the switch plate to the PCB. This caused some keys to not register as they were not being held in by the Milmax 7305 socket. This might be caused by the switch pins being too thin to friction fit in the Milmax socket, so Kailh hot swap sockets might be better in gripping the pins, but this revelation does not invalidate my concerns. With a 5-pin switch like my Durock-like Tactiles, I did not have any issues with this. This should be considered if you are purchasing this switch and want to use it with a hot swap PCB. I would recommend soldering these in. Lubed up, I think these are pretty similar to my H1s. I've noticed a little bit of variance in terms of the smoothness in some of the switches, so about 80 to 85% of the smoothness of an H1. However, these metrics really don't mean much, as in my opinion, I think the smoothness differential is negligible, especially when you're typing at higher speeds. Sound-wise, they sound deeper with Crytox, but still retain that high-pitched, sort of thin-sounding polycarbonate top-out sound, though I will say I think they sound less thin in comparison to the top housings of their JWK counterparts. They sound pretty good, I think, in the AB3 with an FR4 plate. I did not film these switches either, as the top housings were still quite tight even after opening and closing these switches a couple times. A good sight to see. Overall, these are a solid switch, but I find it difficult to see where they fit in the saturated switch market. When JWK switches are only around 10 cents more with way more colorways and varieties in terms of their switch material composition, and JWICs, which I haven't tried but have heard good things about, perform very close to the more expensive JWKs at around 20 cents USD, and Texi switches, which also have various colorways and materials, and also long pole stems like the Blue Velvet, which retailed for around 47 cents, which is cheaper than the Frogs, I find it hard to see the value proposition of the Momoka Frogs. I also don't see them as a good beginner switch due to the 3-pin design issues with hot swap boards. As such, I think these are more of an enthusiast switch, for someone who will be soldering in their switches and want to try a long pole switch without doing the Franken switch route. Another consideration might be the dustproof stem design, but I don't see too many people wanting that feature with many switches not having that box design already. While they do perform well in comparison to most switches on the market, I think you need to know what you're getting yourself into in order to truly enjoy these switches. It's not that these switches are bad, they perform very well. It's just that they don't have a strong identity. And I think that's what Momoka needs to focus on with a new revision of these switches, which will probably eventually come down the line since the current Momoka frogs that are being sold are the V3s. I think the major thing that they need to change is getting that 5-pin mold into this switch. I think 3-pin switches just don't really have a place in the market right now, especially with hot swap boards, and 5-pin switches should just be standard. So if Momoka is able to do a revision for V4 on these frogs, I think they'll have a pretty good switch on their hands, as the dustproof stem and the long pole might just push more people to this switch, as they're already quite smooth. It's always good to see new switch manufacturers in the keyboard game, but I hope that there will be iterations to this design. Anyways, thanks for listening to my rant and review. Please like and subscribe, I guess, and listen to the sound tests. Cheers.